Good afternoon. I'm Marilee Rosine Beasley, and I want to talk about censorship. I have noticed that we have censorship in Jersey Village. We have a community website that is called Nextdoor, and I had gotten pretty active on Nextdoor. And then I noticed that I was kind of in, quote, trouble, and I was able to have a conversation, or at least by email, a supervisor, because it didn't make sense to me why the wife of a council person who is currently a sitting council person was a monitor on Nextdoor. And I asked those questions. Others asked the questions. Why would a wife be a monitor? And I was told by that person that when I said that I thought it was a conflict of interest, that person said they, respectfully disagreed. So I noticed that others to me were, if you said anything that might be controversial about the Jersey Village City Council, that it seemed like the monitors took that information down. I also noticed something else that I found troubling, and it just seemed to me that, here we are, we have social media. It seemed to me there was a little bit of what I would call cyberbullying, and I don't understand that. I think that it's important to always act in a civil manner and have, very nice manners. So anyway, I was kind of disturbed about that trend. I also want to mention that I wrote letters to every single person in leadership at Nextdoor in San Francisco at the corporate headquarters, and I never got one single response. I sent one to the chair of the board of Nextdoor, did not get one response. I sent 10 letters, and not one person acknowledged my letter. I find that extremely troubling. It seems to me they could have at least said, thank you for your concerns, or we're going to look into it, something. I guess they just thought it was best, their attorney, maybe they said, just ignore it, she'll go away. All right, now I do want to say that with these kinds of things going on, and I was put in Facebook jail. Why was I put in Facebook jail? It seems to me what I see with Facebook is and I think it's some kind of algorithm, if that algorithm catches certain words, then they, after a while, they shut you down. So I thought that was very strange. And then of course, there were people that were in Facebook jail that went to Parler, and then Parler had a problem because they were being shut down. And I don't understand why we think it's okay for the military to go out there and risk their lives so that we have free speech and that we can have these freedoms. Because if we're being censored and we can't tell the whole story, then what's the use? And also I was dinged on a YouTube, and I understand other people have had similar problems. I guess if we just don't have free speech anymore in the United States. And I just think that's dreadful. I have friends that they have an idea that's different than mine. And I grew up in a time period when you just agreed to disagree, which is okay. We're not all the same. We all have different life experiences. And I want to mention something else that I found very troubling today. We are now in the Passover and Easter season. This is probably the most important season around the world. And so I was having a conversation with a friend of mine, and he was concerned because he had called his church and wanted to know where they stood on abortion. Well, it sounded like there was sort of this hemming and hawing around with that answer. Like what? They want to be careful? Oh, we have to be careful. Why? In my opinion, you look at the Bible. The Bible is our guide. Why can't they stand for their beliefs? The Bible is very clear. It believes in the sanctity of life. So I don't understand this. We've got to be careful. We don't want to, offend people? So what, you'd rather offend God? Those are things I'd just like for you to think about this holiday season. And if you are not, maybe you're looking for a new church home, you haven't been to church in years, there's probably a great church near your neighborhood, maybe in your neighborhood, maybe across town. Maybe you can even attend online now. So please, whatever faith you are, because we're all related, if you're Jewish, if you're Christian, if you're some other faith, Buddhist, Hindu, whatever, please look for some congregation so that you can get involved with your community. We're all in this together. Thank you and have a blessed season.